We start off with the first big story. The ousted national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Ahmed Sharif, has declared himself the authentic chairman of the party till 2018.
Sharif made the declaration after he and his supporters stormed the party's national secretariat in Abuja, as TVC News' Doshima Abu reports.
Crisis rocking Nigeria's main opposition party is far from being over, as Ahmed Sharif stormed the party's secretariat on Monday, insisting that he is the authentic chairman of the party. But he was shut out by security agents, and security was promptly beefed up within the premises. After several hours of waiting, the police authorities intervened, and he was allowed into the premises of the National Secretariat.
When the police stopped me, I went to the IG and I told the IG with my principal officers, Mr. IG, the police are here to protect us, not to take the law into their hands. And IG said, no, we are only protecting you.
The leadership crisis rocking the party worsened after the May convention. Some leaders of the party had asked Sharif and other members of the National Working Committee to step down to allow a caretaker committee headed by Senator Ahmed Gulag to take over the running of the affairs of the party. But this didn't go well with those in Sharif's camp, who vowed to fight back.
There is nothing like caretaker. I remain the authentic chairman.
Since the party's woeful performance in the 2015 elections, it's not been able to put its house in order. Some party members fear that if the crisis rocking the party is not resolved, it could affect the party's performance in the 2019 general elections.
For how long will we continue like this? It doesn't show sincerity. It doesn't show like a house that wants to stand, and move on.
That no matter how good intention a government is, if they do not have a credible opposition, then the interests, the yearnings, and the felt needs of the masses cannot be met.
Several committees have been set up to resolve this crisis, but it seems the PDP house is divided against itself and the center can no longer hold. Doshima Abu, TVC News, Abuja.
All right, we're joined now by the former special advisor to former President Goodluck Jonathan on political matters, Ahmed Gulag. He joins us now from Abuja studio. Glad to have you on TVC Breakfast this morning. First off, you were caught in the fray of this party chairmanship tussle some time back. What exactly is wrong that the PDP is not able to, put a chairman in place so that it can actually provide the much needed opposition to the ruling party right now?
Well, first and foremost, let me correct an impression that the PDP is not able to put the national chairman in place. You can vividly remember that the then chairman, Dr. Ahmadu Ma'azu, resigned his position on the 20th day of May 2015 after the party lost the general election. By the provisions of our Constitution, Article 47(6), the provisions are clear that when a vacancy is created by resignation or by death of an officer, a person from that zone should be elected to replace him and run out his tenure. I mobilized a lot of people for the party to see the need to follow the Constitution. From May 20th, 2015, when Ma'azu resigned, it was incumbent on the party to have selected somebody from the Northeast immediately to fill that vacancy. That did not happen. From May, June, July, August, September, nothing happened. I met a lot of stakeholders, we mobilized and went to the party to show them that yes, this party lost election, but we have to pick up the pieces and begin to build. But we cannot do that if we continue to jettison our constitution. Those positions fell on deaf ears, and that had to make me to resort to court to test the veracity of their position. In November, I filed a case in Abuja High Court, and on December 16th, the court gave judgment that either myself or anybody from the Northeast should be selected to replace Maazu. It was then the PDP woke up from its slumber. Governors started meeting, NEC met. The NEC is the second highest decision-making body of the party. The NEC met and elected Ali Modu Sharif in compliance with the court order and the constitution of the party. Ali Modu Sharif was elected in the NEC amongst 3 others who contested. And Ali Modu Sharif's election was in compliance with the constitution of the party and the court order.
Okay, we understand all the explanation, but I'm wondering, when it was your time with between you and Secondus, there were also court cases. Are you particularly a cantankerous person?
Well, the court made a pronouncement that Secondus was illegitimate. He could not act as national chairman because he was not from the Northeast in view of the provisions of the Constitution. That matter has been dealt with by the court. There is a valid and subsisting judgment in that regard.
Yet again, you initiated the court cases in this matter. Yet again, you are the one that initiated court cases in this matter. Is there anything wrong in settling cases out of court?
There is nothing wrong in settling cases out of court. But when people begin to take the laws into their hand, when people begin to violate the Constitution, when people refuse to accept political solution, the Nigerian citizens, PDP members inclusive, have the constitutional right to resort to court for the court to make pronouncement so that we can move forward.
All right, let me take you up on the issue of the fact that the Constitution provides that the chairmanship should go to the Northeast. Are you saying that it doesn't matter, especially in the case of your principal? It is obvious that you belong to the Ali Modu Sharif camp. You know that the party members don't want him to be their chairman, and you insist, along with other members of your camp, that Ahmed Sharif is the rightful chairman of the party.
Let me tell you one thing. This party must not be run on somebody's wishes and desires. There are provisions of the constitution of this party that guides the conduct and activities of the party and all its members. And we, the members that have given ourselves this constitution, must obey the provisions of this constitution. And it is because of this constitution that INEC was able to register the party as a political party. So, what I am saying, as a law-abiding citizen, we must follow the path of the Constitution.
All right, let's talk about...
Let us not continue to wallow in lawlessness and impunity. Impunity must stop. We must follow the path of the Constitution.
All right,
there was a committee set up by the NEC of the party. The zoning committee was headed by the governor of Akwa Ibom. They had series of meetings, and the result and report of that meeting was that the chairmanship of the party be zoned to the north and northeast in particular. There were congresses in the zone. We had our zonal congress. Our 2 governors from the northeast were solidly behind the leadership and chairmanship position of Ali Modu Sharif. We moved and adopted motion in the zonal congress adopting him as our sole candidate from the northeast. That was what happened.
All right.
But when we reached Port Harcourt for the convention, there was a valid and subsisting court order restraining the party from conducting election into offices of this party.
All right, Mr. Gulag, we'll crave your indulgence. We'll want to tell you more about tell our audience, our viewers more about issues going on in the PDP. We'll continue this interview just in a couple of minutes. So still talking about PDP crisis, let's go down the memory lane and tell you all you need to know this morning. The People's Democratic Party emerged in August 1998 with 9 founding fathers in the persons of Dr. Alex Ekweme. There you have the pictures there. You have Chief Solomon La, Senator Francis Ela, Alhaji Abubakar Rimi, Chief Bola Ige, who is late now, Dr. Iyocha Ayu, Professor Jerry Gana, Alhaji Sule Lamido, and Malam Adamu Chiroma. All of them, 3 out of these men are late, like I rightly mentioned about Bola Ige there, and others are still alive. So 18 years fast forward after the party was set up, its leadership crisis is yet to cool off, even though some of these founding fathers are still alive. Let's attempt some historic background to the story. Dr. Alex Ekweme was the party's founding chairman, holding office for only 3 months. His exit paved the way for the emergence of Solomon La, who led the party from 1998 to 1999, when he handed over to Chief Barnabas Gamade. Gamade also handed over power to Prince Audu Ogbe, indeed, who is now the agriculture minister in Nigeria. He was the chairman of the PDP. All right. Ogbe's tenure was largely calm, but towards the end of it, he came into conflict with the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo. And he was being asked from the office as chairman of the party. He was succeeded by Ahmed Ali in 2005 and then Prince Vincent Obolafo in 2008, following the zoning of the party as chairman to the southeast of the country. Now, the accusation of a criminal offense forced Obolafo out of office. Remember, he came in just after Audu Ogbe, and then Ezekwesili Nwodo took over as chairman of the party, but Nwodo's effort to rebrand the PDP were viciously tackled by the PDP governors, then led by the chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum, the former governor Bukola Saraki of Kwara State, who is now the Senate president. Nwodo was replaced by his deputy, Haliru Mohammed. Haliru Mohammed acted as the national chairman of the party until he was appointed a minister and was replaced still in an acting capacity by Kawo Baraje, who served as national chairman until the election of Manga Tuko. You remember Manga Tuko in March 2012. He was removed from office at the end of 2013, paving the way for the emergence of Adamu Muazu as chairman in January 2014. But following the party's massive failure in the 2015 presidential election, in which the former President Goodluck Jonathan lost to Muhammadu Buhari, the party felt Adamu had sold the party tactically to the APC since he was of northern extraction. Another battle emerged which forced him out of office. So let's move on now. Here we have it. The contending force, Alimadu Sheriff. His exit brought in his deputy, Uche Secondus, as acting chairman. The emergence of Secondus was also not without crisis. Our guest, our guest in Abuja, is the one who challenged Secondus' position as the acting chairman, a former advisor to former President Goodluck Jonathan. He fought hard to seize power and he became the acting PDP national chairman. Somehow, fate was on the side of Secondus, and he emerged the party's acting chairman. Again, his leadership ended in crisis, thereby leading to the emergence of Senator Alimadu Sheriff as another acting chairman. Quite a number of acting chairmen when it comes to PDP. Okay, so who was only to be in office for 3 months. He was expected to conduct the National Congress and bring in the new executive that would pilot the party's affairs for the next presidential election. But that was not the case. Rather than hold office for the 3 months as stipulated by the party, Sheriff began underground moves to perpetuate himself in power, and eventually he emerged as a substantive PDP national chairman. His subtle move again led to a crisis of interest whereby the governors were divided over support for his emergence as a substantive chairman, and they voted in a former governor of Kaduna State, Ahmed Gulag, as chairman. But Alimadu Sharif is insisting he has to be in office till 2018. So the infighting in the PDP continues. So the question is really, who is the party's chairman, or who will this party really end? Will this crisis end the issue or the name PDP like you and I know it today? So many questions requiring many answers. And we still have with us our guest in Abuja, Mr. Gulag. Really, the big question is, do you think this crisis will end the name PDP and the ideology PDP?
I believe as a practical politician, this crisis can come to an end soonest if the senior stakeholders are serious about solving this problem. The problem was created in the first place by impunity in the party. Why do we give ourselves a constitution and we shy away from following it? That is the fundamental question. Alimadu Sharif was elected in NEC in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution. The national chairman of the party is the person empowered by our Constitution under Article 33 and 35 to preside over a national convention where major decisions are taken, including election of national officers. Before that convention could hold, it was put off by the national chairman based on the court orders served on him, restraining him and the party from conducting the exercise. Alimadu Sharif or any other group couldn't have gone ahead in violation of the court order. May God save us in this country when our court orders will be rendered useless and be pronounced to be so by few individuals. We must begin to be disciplined to follow the orders of court of competent jurisdiction. May God not show us the day when our courts will be rendered useless and their orders not adhered to. As Nigerians, we practice democracy. We say we are a democratic country. We follow the path of rule of law. We are guided and governed by the Constitution. Every person derives his powers from the Constitution. The executive.
Okay, let me come in here.
And
let me come in here, Mr. Gulag. You use the word impunity over and over again. Now, impunity is what the PDP has come to be known for. And, you know, the whole process of the party chairman emerging and all of that seems to even lend credence to this fact. Now, how do you hope to rebrand the PDP? And that's on the one hand. There are those who believe that Alimadu Sharif is actually working against the interest of the PDP and, you know, not necessarily there to better the fortunes of the party.
That is not true. That is far from the truth. I am not convinced that Alimadu Sharif is working against the interests of the PDP. In the first place, how did he come in? The senior stakeholders approached him not once, not twice, not thrice, severally, and begged him, pleaded with him to come and lead this party as a grassroots politician who has been governor 2 times, senator several times, and he reluctantly accepted. He was elected in NEC. That is why I said his emergence was in accordance with our laid down procedures and constitution.
So if they pleaded with him to come,
the caretaker committee is not known under our constitution. And so, there was no decision taken in accordance with our laws. There was no convention. And once there was no convention, no decision can be taken and be binding on the party members.
Mr. Gulag, we remind our viewers on TVCE that you can continue to watch TVC Breakfast on Concert Channel 190, DSTV 418, GoTV 45 and ACTV 510. Don't go away.